Little bit of a different backdrop here today. I'm actually spending a couple nights at a hotel just in my local area. This is something I do annually about when the new year rolls around. Hubs holds the fort down at home, and I spend a couple nights in sweet solitude at a hotel to kind of plan my year. So I thought you might actually like to spend a few minutes with me and allow me to show you what I actually do to plan for the year and how I do it all and keep myself organized, get myself focused. Anyway, I hope you really enjoy this and come away with some good tips to help you also think through your year, your goals, and what you need to accomplish. Before I actually get started, I have a huge favor to ask you as my viewer and follower. As I'm thinking through the year, I think about content that I want to share with you. If you have ideas for me, please leave them in the comments below. If there is a topic or an idea that you would love to see me talk about and share, maybe you like more day in the life stuff, maybe you want more recipes, maybe you want more crafts, decor, whatever. I'm pretty much open to all of it. I'm a scatterbrained, well, not scatterbrained, I just love a lot of things and I love to share them with you. So I like to know what you want from me. So before we get into this planning, if you could just be thinking about that, that would actually really help me as I plan my year to be able to share the stuff that you actually want to see from me. So that's a little request I have for you. Now let's get planning. I do kind of apologize for the terrible hotel lighting, but the tool I'm using is of course my TIDBITS day planner, which I designed and I sell at tidbitsandcompany.com. Now there are some pages in here, they're really basic and you can actually duplicate this in a notebook if you can't get the planner, but they're just basic open-ended pages that really help me plan through the year. So let me just show you the process that I've been doing for the last couple of days to get it all planned. So I just get basic writing utensils. I always get my favorite pen. It's the Pentel 0.3 millimeter Energel pen. Love that one. It's nice and sharp. I like a highlighter, but I like them in really mild colors. So I have this super light blue and then a really sharp pencil because those are just all I need to get in this planner. Okay, so the very first thing that I did was actually something that hubby and I did together before I came here. So in the back of my planner, there's actually just this notes section, and I have some lined and some graph paper, and I actually took this graph paper, sorry, this fan right here is turning my pages for me. I hope it's not too loud. Okay, so hubby and I needed to get on the same page of what he wanted to accomplish as far as like homesteading, projects around the home. So I just took this graph paper and wrote, what would Kevin like to do in 2023? And then I just basically make sections. We got home cleanup, emergency prep, hobbies, farm animals, projects and spaces, landscaping, garden, just different aspects of his life that he does around the home and projects that we'll work on together. And I broke them down and we just talked together about the things that he thought he would like to do. Some of them are small, others are quite big projects. This actually looks like an ambitious list. I don't know if all of it will get done, but we'll sure try. So I suggest whoever you live with, whoever you work with, get on the same page for the year of the things that you really want to accomplish and what you're thinking. Okay, then once I got here at the hotel, I came to my notes section, and this is a page that I actually started doing last year and it was really helpful. So I've just put what is on my plate in 2023, the main things in my life that take up my time. And for me, that's homeschool, my blog, my channel, the planners, the linen, Tidbits and Company. I serve in the Young Women's in our church, house projects, hobbies, homemaking, self-care, all that good stuff. So these are the things that are on my plate and that I need to just make sure I focus on them because they're important to me. So I basically clarified in my mind what I actually wanted to see happen in these things in my life this year. This is very therapeutic for me. It helps me get clear on my priorities. It helps me just have a focus so that once I actually get to planning the nitty-gritty in the months and the weeks, I can have direction and purpose and focus. So that's more of the meditative process that I go through before I start planning. Then the fun starts. I can fill out my title page, and then I come to this 2-year calendar reference page where I've left some empty lines to be used however. And for me, I usually like to think through my deepest desire for 2023. Brooke Snow kind of, if you ever listen to the Brooke Snow podcast, she talks about going through the 3 things: energy, work, and love, and thinking through those. So I like to do that every year. You might have a word of the year. For me, that's open. I want to stay open. Sometimes I get a little too rigid in my planning, and then I'm not open to pivoting or inspiration and moving with that. So I want to be open this year. And then I just put a little mantra for the times that I might need that. Stay open for more. So anyway, that's just how I use that. I might write like bucket list items right here just for fun, but I haven't thought through that. But in my planner, I just like having that like yearly glance and a chance for me to think through what I really want to do. Okay, these are 2 of my absolute favorite pages and most crucial pages: the big picture, limitless possibilities. On these 2 pages, there is simply every month of the year and line space under it for you to use however you want. Now, I really utilize these pages to get clear on those big projects that we'll work on through the year. So the things that the hubby and I talked through, I kind of map out, okay, so January, we're gonna work on the pantry, get some emergency preparedness papers written up. February will still probably be the pantry. We need to start planting the garden. So like big house projects, I get down here so that I can actually see how it might be accomplished once each month rolls by. And I'll write down like maybe vacations that we have planned. I'll also map out content ideas that I might want to focus on that month, or product launches. Anyway, I just really enjoy taking the time to think through each month of the year and what I want to see happen. Right after these pages, we get into the monthly spread. January 2023, here we are. So of course the calendar page is great for writing down like appointments and events that are happening, birthdays. I also use this as a content calendar for my YouTube channel. I also plan out blog posts, product launches. I have a very simple method. If it's squared out, that's a blog. And then if I just write it on the top, that's a video. Any like birthdays or events I have at the bottom. And I always use a pencil for these content ideas because sometimes life happens and I need to adjust. But anyway, get out everything that you want to do through the month. Now, when you go to plan your month, it's actually when it's really helpful to have this page filled out, so I can look at January and think, okay, what did I actually want to focus on and accomplish in January? And then I make sure it gets scheduled on the calendar. And then once it's all down there, it's easy to look at your week. Oh, sorry, one more page until the weekly spread, and say, okay, what do I need to have happen this week in order to accomplish my monthly goals that I thought about my year? Anyway, I hope that makes sense. It's like a trickle-down process. Plan your year, use that to help you plan your month, and then use your monthly plans to help you plan out your days and weeks. I hope that makes sense, but it's very effective and productive. On the monthly spread, I also have these just open headings. You can use however you want. I like to do to pay. These are the people that I need to make sure I get paid every month that help me with work or lessons for my kids. Also money that I want to move around to help support our family. Anyway, I also write to schedule and maybe the focus of that month. So you can use these however you want. Menu planning, anything. It's just, I like my planner to be very flexible for each of us in each stage of our life. So I just leave these empty heading blocks and you can fill them out however you want. I also felt, aside from the monthly calendar page, we needed another kind of monthly planning page or note page. So right after the monthly page is this page. It just says the month and then has several open heading blocks for you to write whatever you need to right there. And I usually take the things that are on my plate that month and write them down, and then think through the things that have to happen for those aspects of my life. And so I use that again to help guide me throughout the weeks. I'll flip back and say, okay, what did I need to do for my business, or what did I need to do for Young Women? So then I can make sure I get it on my weekly spread. But anyway, I love this page. I would often use this for like planning projects, but last year I used it to journal the month and the main things that happened, and I really liked that. So this planner becomes kind of a keepsake or a life history because I use this to journal. There's also those notebook pages in the back. Anyway, I won't get too far into that, but I love saving this page to journal the month. So once my year's planned, I've thought through the next month coming up, what needs to happen, then these are like the productivity pages for me, which, by the way, I just want to point out, this is like the first of the book, and notice how flat it lays. I moved my printing to the US this year, and the quality is the best yet. This flat lay is so nice. We've got 2 silk bookmarks to hold our place. Super nice cover quality. It's just, I'm thrilled with it. Anyway, so this is the weekly spread. I will again divide up the main things on my plate for that week. It can change, but typically it's work, home, and family. I write down the things I need to get done that week. These can be more like mundane tasks or the big projects I have going for the blog or channel. What needs to happen in my home? What do I need to do for the family and the kids? Anyway, and then I love these hourly blocks. This is where I actually write in like our appointments and schedule things that we have going. I got a daughter that helps at a preschool, geology class for the kids with their friends. We'll do history and notebooking, piano, science. Anyway, that's where we actually like map out when things will happen so that we don't miss those important things on our schedule. And then I use these little color blocks, much like a sticky note, and just write the things that I've got to do that day and then just check them off. So that's kind of the weekly spread. I wasn't going to get too much into that, but I just wanted to show you how when you plan for your year and you're really set in the right direction for your year, it really just comes through to your week and your days and your hours. And I really feel like that is how I get so much done. It's just staying focused and clear. I also love this little habit tracker that I have up here. These are kind of new habits that I want to continue to work on for at least January. So working on that, it's just really rewarding to check off those boxes and see progress. So that's basically what I've done so far this weekend. Oh, and real quick, I also use these note pages in the back right at the beginning of the year. I like have a spot to dump blog post ideas, video ideas, classes ideas, product ideas. Anyway, I'm just using up these note pages right away and making the most of them. I love having them right in your planner because it's always next to me when I'm working and when thoughts come. So it's nice to have those pages. Let me know if you enjoyed that, if you would like more planning content. I love to talk about planning because it's so important in my life. But now that that hard work is over, I've got one more night here, just living it up in my grungies. I think I'm gonna go get some takeout, watch a movie, and soak up the very last of my alone time. It's so nice. This is just the best tradition that the hubby's so good to allow me to do. And don't worry, he'll get his hunting trips. He'll get his time as well. But highly recommend getting away for a couple days whenever you can and just shutting out the noise, thinking through your life, and getting set in the right direction. It is amazing. I love it. So, we get a hotel I'm not sure if you want to hear this, but we get points off of other hotels that we stay at. And so usually I can get this stay for close to free. But also check out Airbnbs in your area. Sometimes they're really affordable. If you just want a tiny little space, that's all you need to get away. You can find good prices on those, but just find a way to get away. Have some time to yourself and reflect and think and go get takeout and watch a movie, whatever you want to do. Anyway, I'll be back to real life tomorrow. But for now, thanks for joining me, and make sure you come back. I'll be here, and I'm excited to share more inspiration for the keeper of the home. We'll talk soon.